And not long ago, my good friend Jim Skinner, the drag racer, he borrowed my bike, the GPX750R, while his was being worked on. He got to ride out to Pennsylvania, a couple other rides, and actually he enjoyed having it and riding it. And what it made me think of is back in the day when I restored this, and Luciano and I went to, the bowels of the earth. We bought this bike. It was a real story. And all of the painting I did on it, the Toxic Avenger paint job, all of the polishing, many hours of polishing it while I had it stripped down, and the swinging arm, that video is still one of the most popular ones on my channel anyway. A lot of work went into that swing arm. And the painting of the wheels, I have 2 sets of wheels, 2 sets of pretty much everything since I have a spare bike. And I've used parts off the donor bike. I've used this bike for a track bike for many years. It was so much fun on the track. Just a perfect track bike. And it's just, there's so many good memories laying out the paint job and a custom lettering with John Poth here. Every step of this, working on this bike, it all built up to having it in my collection now, where it's just great. You just walk out to the garage, turn the key, and listen to that Muzzy muffler howl. Now it's funny, I look back at this time when these bikes were relatively new, the late 80s, the very late 80s and the early 90s, and I never, at that point in my life, I didn't have the money for one. So it kind of, it was a double bonus that I was able to get this one. And when I was involved in this, my good friend Ray Straub sent me some pictures of the one he had back in the day, and he loved it. He thought it was a great bike too. And I was just head over heels in the fact that at the end of this whole thing, at the end of that whole winter, I still wound up with 2 motorcycles. I still wound up with a spare pretty much everything. And that really floated my boat, because this was a bike I knew I wanted to keep for the rest of my life. Now, a lot of people, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, they just buy a new bike every couple of years, get rid of the old one, sell it, or whatever. I have the opposite opinion. I like to buy a bike very inexpensively, spend a winter or 2 working on it, make it exactly fit my ergonomics and paintwork that I like, so it's a one-of-a-kind bike. And at the end of it, have a bike that I really have my heart and soul in, and especially if it's a bike that at one point in my life I really wanted to have, and I didn't have the money back then for a lot of reasons. And now I have the time and the money and the energy, and to be able to restore it and make it exactly the way I want it. I mean, to me, that was a very special thing when it came to this bike. And when I did this restoration, the thing that I always remember was, and I had heard this from other people, is never bother restoring a bike until you ride it for a year and you're sure you like it, it fits your riding style, it fits your ergonomics, you're happy with the power, the way it runs, it doesn't burn oil, it doesn't eat tires, whatever your requirements are. But when I did this, I already had several years with the first one, so I knew I loved that engine. That engine howls. Just really uncanny how nice it is. When you're riding the bike, it has a sound like no other. And I knew I liked the way the bike handled on the track. I knew it would make a great street bike. And the fact I could get historic plates for it it meant it's going to be a free bike for the rest of my life. There was so many things to like. It gets side benefit. It gets good mileage, of all things. It gets good mileage. That's amazing. And the fact that it has that it's hard to describe, that thing that you get on a bike and you want to go through the gears. Over the years that it's been in my humble collection, I have really enjoyed owning this bike. I've gotten a lot of rides on it, a lot of track days. I've enjoyed the restoration. That consumed a whole winter, and it was enjoyable. And you can go back and review it, any or all parts of it, on video. And the thing that's nice now is I have the bike. I'm 80 years old. I'm basically gonna have this bike till I go to the big Kawasaki dealer in the sky, and who knows, that could be tomorrow. So, and somebody will get it when I'm gone. There'll be somebody going through the gears. I have really been surprised over the years of other people that have sent me nice emails about how much they've enjoyed having this version of the bike this year. This is an 89, by the way, and it's a sneaky good bike in every way it can be good. I've tuned it to suit my needs, and my riding enjoyment is just endless with this bike. I never get sick of riding it. I never get sick of going through the gears. That seat doesn't look that comfortable, but it is, and it really is. I'm not kidding. Now, the Pirelli Sport Demons were the tire of choice. That I went through a lot of different brands that still made 16 and 18-inch tires, and you can still get them. They're a little bit difficult to get. Vlad always winds up getting me a set of them, and they seem to be nice and grippy, and I still get decent mileage out of them. And that was one of the things that, well, any bike like this, you'd like to get good tire mileage, and in my case, I want to always ride with a radar detector whenever possible. That just saves my bacon endlessly, that Valentine radar detector. And it seems like a lot of people like the treatment of the paint. That's Camaro, 95 Camaro paint, right out of the can. And every time I get home from a ride on this bike, I just think how lucky I was to get it, and how lucky I was to get it restored and painted. And it's just hard to describe to people what a fun bike this is. And it has been stone reliable for me. This is going on 12 years. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click. And it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen, playlists. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.